Hey, what's up? It's Jim, and today I'm going to talk about the bad guy. What?
Jim, do not talk about the bad guys, okay? It's not worth it. It's a fun film. Universal, they'll come for you. They'll destroy you. Take your channel away. Come for everything you're worth. It's not worth it, okay? Do not talk about it. It's impossible. Don't try. You've been warned.
Oh, that's really not good. I don't know if I can use clips or should even make this video. Maybe we should get somebody else to make the clips or the things for me.
I'll do it.
Yeah, okay. Sophie can do it. Thanks, Soph.
You're welcome.
Alright, let's start this over and switch locations maybe. So, The Bad Guys. This is a film that came out in 2022. I didn't get to review it because it was one of the various COVID variants was going on and it really just wasn't too safe to take kids to theaters then. But I watched this movie a lot of times and I actually really like this movie a lot. It's a lot of fun. It's very much a quick, breezy, well-structured, well-made heist movie. We don't really get a lot of those, unfortunately, and having that mixed with animation makes a really fun combination. We're more used to this in things like Lupin the Third, and I think this is probably one of the most Lupin the Third influenced animated things I can think of. It reminds me of Mr. Fiasco's line, guess who's on third? Lupe's back like Lupin the Third. I know its influences were Lupin the Third, and you can tell it with the cop, the detective in this, looks exactly like the cop who's always after Lupin. I haven't watched that show in a while, so I don't remember how to say his name, but I like that apparently its other influences were both Lupin, Sherlock, Hound, and the Ocean's 11 movies. But I think one of the things that I like about heist stuff is that it feels like the twists are fun, but you like seeing them do the various heists and you like suddenly realizing, oh, there was more, they were up to more than they realized. Almost every twist they do, they go, oh no, but I'm up to another thing. You might think we're going to turn to be good guys, but we're actually the bad guys all along. Or you might think I double crossed them, but I was actually triple crossing them and stuff. It's silly. But it's fun, and I have fun with that sort of stuff. And I think this does it probably better than a lot of Hollywood ones normally do. The main premise of The Bad Guys is not that they are it's just a heist movie. That might be my interest, but is that they're bad guys who've done a ton of heists, but they're all played by different, kind of scary animals. You have the big bad wolf, a snake, a shark, a piranha, and a tarantula. Yeah, that's all of them. And that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. It's a thing kids things do a lot. I do think this narrative of this kind of goes into various things about our expectations of anyone rather than someone who's bad to other larger questions about identity and how we view certain people based on our preconceived notions and things like that. I think this film actually does a better job since it's things we are naturally afraid of. Particularly just dealing with that issue. But then while they're trying to steal this dolphin statue thing, they are kind of convinced that they should go good by this gerbil doctor guy because they're all anthropomorphic animals and there's a bunch of animals with people. They don't really get into it, but who cares, And so they're trying to turn good based on the preconceived notion that they are bad, and a lot of twists happen, which I guess I shouldn't get into. But yes, I do like how breezy it is. Some of the this particularly animation, I know this is a post Spider-Verse animated movie, and I think it does it more naturally. I think the only one that was as natural at this and not, Spider-Verse tries to be more experimental and show off a lot and do a lot of more interesting stuff. I don't think Bad Guys visually does anything that's that crazy. It almost filters it through what heist movies used to be, which were very Hollywood, very precisely made films. I mean, this also reminds me of Harry in My Pocket, Rafifi, and The Sting and things like that. But it does that, but it uses that kind of more interesting kind of 2D but 3D style very, very well. I really like how it does that. I think DreamWorks is, this might have been what showed what was going to happen with the second Puss in Boots that I have not seen but everyone loves, but kind of maybe this was kind of the sign that DreamWorks was changing, because we all have a better perception of DreamWorks. This is before The Wild Robots, this is before Dogman, and a lot of stuff that we all really love, and I think it shows how more adaptable they are at filming this sort of stuff and or animating this sort of stuff. I thought they did a really good job doing that, and I really like the cast. Actually, I think there's been a lot to said about celebrity voice cast in animated movies, but I think one of the things about this one is that I think the main crew would make a good crew in an actual heist movie. Like, this was actually very well cast. Like, there's no one, I don't think Sam Rockwell and Mark Maron and Craig Robinson, Aquafina, and Anthony Ramos are like, people are seeing it for them. I'm sure there are people who are seeing it for them, but most people are not seeing it for them. They're not names, but they're names, but they're not box office or whatever. But like, the combination of them really, really works in this, particularly with Richard Ayoade and Zazie Beetz as well. I think they do a really good job throughout the film, and I'm not sure if they all recorded together fully. There's footage of them doing that, and it sort of seems that way. I'm not 100%, but it feels that way very much. This is directed by a French animator, Pierre Prefel, I think. I think he's very talented, and really, like, to get all these things to move and look is visually exciting. And like, even when like the main cop, who's voiced by Alec Borstein, who most of you know from like Family Guy and stuff, but which I didn't even realize that was her for some reason, but she does a great job. They should put her, I know she has, Family Guy, but anytime all the cops fill in the background, like, all the backgrounds felt exciting. It always felt like there was cool stuff going on. If the car's driving, there's like a lot of cool details, and he got all the visual things. Like, the fact that he's like taking a heist thing and his natural inclination is to do Lupin the Third, I think is a really smart one. It might seem obvious, but like, I don't see a lot of American animators ever doing that, or studio animation doing that to the degree that this is. And if you look at, I've only really dived into the first series of Lupin the Third, and I guess it's the second, the one that Miyazaki did. The animation that can be so spot on and so amazing in those things, like, you really have to know what you're doing, but you can really show off everything you can do. That's 100% what he does in this. Like, to be honest, I know there are other influences, and I'm sure there are other heist movies and stuff, but like, to me, it's almost like the Hitchcock De Palma is like Lupin the Third bad guys. But at the same time, it's so good at it, much like, De Palma's really good and Hitchcock's really good. It's fine. The twists in it are like fine. I guess I sort of saw them coming, but I kind of just was okay with it because I expect that in a heist kind of thing. Heist stuff always feels sort of lighter to me, except for maybe Rafifi, but they usually feel lighter and fluffier, and like, they don't feel they just feel like sort of, in a sense, disposable. But I think like there's a certain need for that kind of thing when you're watching a movie, and that sometimes you need that kind of thing on a Saturday afternoon, and this works really well. I like the chemistry between Sam Rockwell and Mark Maron and everybody throughout this. I thought it was just a well-cast, really solid animated film. It's the kind of solid Hollywood film that you kind of take for granted, and then when it's gone, you're like, oh man, there is some genius stuff going on. And I feel that way about this. Just a very solid, tight movie. I very much enjoyed watching it. I think I've seen it a lot of times. I don't know why it took me so long to review it, but we get all these cool things by Sophie in it, so I think it was worth it in the end. I still like this film. I think it shows a lot of what DreamWorks has become in the last few years in the studio. We like a lot more than we did when this actually originally came out. It's changed our perceptions of what DreamWorks is, and is probably the real sign that was coming out of what was perceived as a Trolls World Tour drought. Is it World Tour? Or whatever the one was, that the first one, the on-demand one, that I think that one kind of showed like the future of what DreamWorks is now, where we're actually curious and interested, and they've made a lot of great movies. And I think this showed their understanding of what the target audience wants, with like kind of fun animals and stuff like that, but also showing like a real love of filmmaking and animation history and film history that has gone on to influence a lot even since then, and probably more than its brethren at Disney could ever hope to do. The Bad Guys shows like why I like heist movies, and it's just a fun kids heist thing. It's just a really tight, nice little movie that ties it all up in a bow, and you kind of at the end wonder if the bow wasn't another scheme in itself. So if you've seen The Bad Guys and would like to talk about it, then comment below in the comments and subscribe if you would like to. And thank you to Saber Sparks for the cameo, and thank you to Sophie for making the videos. Thank you all very much, and thanks for watching.
The end!